Hello everyone, welcome back to SPR Pythons. Today we've got just a sort of a season update, to be fair. Nothing exciting, but you know, I haven't done one of these for this season. Obviously I did a breeding season plans video quite a while ago, to be fair. I'll put it in the top left so you guys can go back and watch it now if you want. But if you look in the comments in that video as well, I did actually mention that I changed some plans pretty much from the bat. I think it was about a month into my breeding season, I realised that actually I was going to have a lot of black pastel pied stuff. So I ended up switching it up a little bit and changing it around. So you guys can actually see my final pairings now, for those of you that don't follow me on the social medias. And to be fair, those of you that follow me on the social medias, you do know kind of what's going on. But hopefully I can show you some of my females today. Not really show you what to look for because I've not documented that, because obviously this is my first time going through it. And so I want to do that kind of on my own, not in terms of hiding anything, but just more of a, I don't feel confident enough to tell you guys what to do yet. I want to get sort of a season under my belt before I even think about that, or maybe even just a clutch or two. Maybe at the end of the season, when I've had a few clutches, that's when I can start sharing it with you guys. I hope you guys sort of understand my decision there. I think it's only fair. First of all, I want to sort of address that I've got a new mic. Hopefully it's working okay. Hopefully my audio is being picked up. But yeah, it should just take that quality up a little bit further again. The next thing will, I suppose, be a little handheld camera to take around with me, but who knows. A few other things just quickly to address. I have got a visit planned to, yeah, I'll say, I've got a visit planned to AC Constriction. So Alfie and your partner, I can't remember your name, I apologise. I'm going to go over there. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, go onto the podcasts, all the different platforms you can get it. I don't know where, sort of, to be fair, where you find podcasts. I listen to it on the Apple podcasts when I'm driving, but they've just started a podcast, and I'm going to go over there. I'm going to jump in on a podcast, and I believe I'm also going to record a sit-down chat with Alfie, and possibly his partner, I'm not sure. So that would be fantastic. Obviously, getting out there, seeing people is what it's all about, as I've said before. So that would be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. And on the subject of getting out there, Doncaster, it's about 4 weeks away. So I'll tell you guys now, I am going up there. I'll be going the night before as always. And I believe I am going to be vending this one, or not vending it with, but I'll be on the table with Sham again, just to help him out, sort of thing. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to Doncaster. As always, it's a great opportunity to network and see the amazing animals and show in the UK. Obviously everyone doesn't take their best sort of stuff, but that's why you have to get out there, I'd say. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. My words aren't coming out today, it's been a very long day. So yeah, this season is going unbelievably well in my opinion. So the full pairing list is behind me. If you guys, I don't know if that's going to be coming through on the camera, but that's the full pairing list. So I'll go through it from top to bottom. You've got black pewter pied to black pastel het pied. I'm not going to disturb this girl because she's in her pre-lay shed right now. So she ovulated, which is fantastic, because obviously that's my panda pair. So hopefully I can hit a panda, which would be amazing. To be fair, haven't decided on holdbacks for that clutch. I just wanted to hit that panda. That was the goal with that pairing. So I'm really, really happy she's ovulated. She should be due to shed in around a week, and then we can start that 30-day countdown, which is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to that. Black pewter pied to cinnamon het pied. I have got them together right now. I mean, I can check if they're locked, to be fair, but I'd be surprised if they are. So they're not locked right now. This girl looks absolutely massive. I'm not sure if it's coming through on the camera. She looks absolutely huge. Now, I do think that she is going to ovulate soon. In fact, 3 of the girls I'm potentially going to show you today, or at least talk about, I believe have had their pre-swirls and will be going into ovulation soon. To be fair, is she? It kind of looks like she might be beginning her ovulation here. No, it's just the way she was pressed up against the male. I got a little bit excited there. But that is another one of my pairings, which I'm really looking forward to. Again, that's just trying to create, I thought the mic fell off then. That's just trying to create another black and white version of the snake. So obviously, I might as well address it. Pandas do have the potential to kink, and this is from the super black pastel. Unfortunately, that is just going to happen, and hopefully I've got a really good line. I'm not sure yet. I know the animals that I'm breeding are from Callum Jones, but I know you're not the breeder, Callum. And then the black pewter pie was from Frank van der Berg, and he's got some beautiful super black pastel stuff. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it comes out perfect, but there is the potential that it won't, and that's why I've done the cinnamon het pie to the black pewter pie sort of down that route as well. to try and hit the black and white snake in 2 different variations. And if I hit both, fantastic. So the next one up, Super Enchi Fire, 100% het for pied, obviously, to the pied. Now this is a funny one. This one has really confused me. So for those of you that don't know, I start my seasons slightly early, to be fair. I started mine in September this year, and you might think that was too early, but to be fair, I had locks in September, and I'm kind of pretty much bang on where everyone else is now. They're getting ovulations, pre-lay sheds, and I'm still doing it. So to be fair, I wouldn't say my season's any different. I just started mine earlier to try and develop those follicles earlier. But the the pied is being a very funny situation. I'm pretty sure, I couldn't say for I wouldn't put my bank on it sort of thing, that I think she is gravid. Now she has shed, and if she is indeed gravid, her lay date should be the 21st, and today is the 6th when I'm recording this. You'll be seeing this on the 8th, so about 2.5 weeks until she should lay, if sort of my dates are correct. And by this I mean I never saw an ovulation. Instead, I just saw that she was getting absolutely massive. She went off of food, she was fighting with the male, which she's, you know, I mean, look at, I don't know if this is going to come through again, but every month since September, not only have they been introduced successfully, but they've locked almost instantly, and they started fighting, and it was really peculiar. So she stopped locking and started fighting, and went off of her food, which is so uncharacteristic for her. That's when I started going back through my dates, and I noticed that there was a specific date in January where it looked like she had a tail suck, and I am now putting that down to an ovulation. Because as I said, she just looked massive, and I have palpated her, and it feels like the only way I could describe it is squishy rugby balls inside of her. That's the only way to describe it. They're like, obviously, it's like an egg, and that's why I'm almost certain that she is gravid, but I can't be certain. That's why I've not made a big hoo-ha out of it on Instagram or Facebook or anything like that. I've kind of kept it on the low, so hopefully we shall see. The next one is Super Enchi Fire het pied to normal het pied, and again, I've got them together. So I mean, we can have a look if they're locked, but again, don't get your hopes up even too much, because they've not been locking. And again, they're not locked there, which is a shame. This is a nice big 3 kilo girl, absolutely beautiful female, to be fair. Quite an old female as well, 2006. So hopefully she still sort of gives us eggs and still can breed, but you can see she's beautiful for a normal. And I honestly, when I first picked her up, didn't know if she was blade, because she's just so clean. Now obviously she's not, but she's just so, like, I don't know how to describe it, that for a normal, she's got such clean patterns. I absolutely love it. And yeah, she's been with the Super Enchi Fire het. Again, I've mentioned this plenty of times on the channel, trying to create that Enchi Fire pied visual male, because eventually I want to put an Enchi Fire pied male over this special het pied and create an Enchi Fire special pied. Florian did that last year and it looked absolutely incredible. So that's the sort of goal there. Next up, Pastel Double Het Clown Pied to Pastel Double Het Clown Pied. They're not locked not together anymore, because of the simple reason they've locked. Now I work my my system as such, my breeding system, in that I will introduce the male once a month. If they lock, that's it. He only needs to lock her once a month. I don't like to stress my males out. Just get him in. If he gets the job done, get him out once that lock is over. And this boy is incredible. He always locks pretty much instantly. And they normally lock for sort of 48 hours, to be fair, this pair. But we'll have a look at her again. Now this is another one that I've been debating is close to her ovulation. Again, looks like she's pre-swelled to me. And also, she's completely off of food, which is uncharacteristic for her. And although she did lock, it was only a short lock, which again, as I've just mentioned, was kind of unusual for them. Now, you can't really see anything there. She just looks massive, as you can see. She's obviously not ovulating right now, but I do suspect that she will ovulate in the next month, which is really exciting, because obviously Clown Pie is extraordinary, and then obviously the pastel and the super pastel versions on top are also possibilities which are incredible. Next up is Banana Gravel Het Pied to Banana Het Pied. Now this one, I would say I've cancelled, for the simple reason they had one lock in December, and then I did pair them again in January. They didn't lock, and she's completely been off of food since they locked. And she was only 1,450 grams when I paired her. She was smashing the food, so I thought, fantastic, I'll pair her up. She'll be way over that 1,500 mark by the time she was to give us any eggs. And then as she went off of food, and it's not worth the risk. I'll just breed her next year. But the goal there is the yellow and white snake without the albino effect, as previously mentioned on the channel. I'm going to leave the next one to last because it's my most anticipated. Banana gravel het pied to normal het pied is the next one I'm going to talk about. I believe, have I got these two together? No, I haven't right now, actually. This is a simple pairing just to create some gravel pieds that I know are definitely gravel pieds. If banana's in there as well, that'd be handy. Potentially to hold back for the highway pied project, because obviously knowing that they're 100% gravel will be helpful. And also just being able to sort of not have to worry about the yellow belly and gravel complex in my pied would be nice. But that's sort of one of my pairings, which, to be honest with you guys, I'm kind of doing it because I have plans to move the female on, but I've been raising her for about 2 years, and I'd like a clutch of eggs from her just to sort of have that self-fulfilling prophecy of, I've raised this girl, or not raised her, I got her at 1.2 kilo, but I've got this girl to the breeding weight, I've got her through the season, and I've had eggs from her. You know, I find that really satisfying. And it's not about the money, it's just a case of, as I say, I want to feel that sort of prophecy that I had when I picked her up. I had a goal with her, I've still got a goal with her, and so that's sort of my sort of reasoning behind that pairing. And then next up, one that I truly don't expect to lock, not even lock, but to breed, to be honest with you guys. I have gotten together, and that is the Enchi Orange Dream, and again, they're not locked, I didn't expect them to be. Enchi Orange Dream, 100% het for Ultramel and 50% het for pied. And this boy's with the pastel pied female. Now, this is a very simple pairing in the terms of why I'm doing it, is that I am simply trying to prove out the het pied in the Enchi Orange Dream, which I've said before I'm confident will prove out due to that paradox in ringer. And this is an incredible pairing if they do go, to be fair, because you've got unlimited potential if they did prove out as the double het. You know, potentially visuals that are possible het for Ultramel. An Enchi Orange Dream pastel possible het Ultramel visual pied would be incredible, but I don't expect them to lock because he is fairly young, and though that doesn't normally stop them, she is also only in her 2nd year, so they are fairly young. So I didn't expect them to go, but obviously I gave them a go, and just on the sort of hope that they would. But this is an incredible line of pastel from Christian Hauser. I absolutely love this girl, to be fair. And she's still smashing food. She must be getting towards 2 kilo now. But yeah, even if they don't go this year, I'm really looking forward to doing that pairing in 2021. I will repeat that pairing because I want to prove out his het pied as soon as possible, so that when I put him into my Ultramel pied project, at least I know if the baby is a possible het pied or not. And then finally, the one that I want to come back to is my most anticipated, which is this pairing in here. And again, they're not locked, but this is super exciting for me because you remember I mentioned a little while ago in this video that I've got 3 females that I think are going to be close to ovulation, and I've only mentioned 2 so far. So obviously that's the banana gravel het pied. I showed him last week in the building of the rack, which has gone down well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and thank you for the good feedback. But this girl, I believe, is very close to her ovulation. I don't know if the camera is going to pick up how just huge she is. Absolutely massive. And again, I believe she's pre-swelled. She looked absolutely massive one day, but not sort of ovulation massive. And again, uncharacteristically for her, is refusing every meal, which she's not missed a single meal since I got her in September. So I really think this girl is close now, and that makes me really excited because this is the ultimate pairing for SPR pythons this year. Just think of the sort of combinations you can get with that is outrageous, to be fair. I plan on doing a video on genetics very soon, and hopefully I'm going to be able to do some screen recordings, and I use that pairing as my example for the screen recording, and you can see some of the odds I'm working on. I think it's 1 in 128. It's absolutely outrageous, to be fair. But that is all of the pairings we're doing this year. Just thought I'd give you some updates on them, just because, as I said, I haven't updated the YouTube channel, so anyone that's watching the YouTube that doesn't follow my social media won't have seen it. But also you guys get an actual look at some of my females and some of the pairings and some of the animals, which is ultimately why you guys probably tune in. I think that's pretty much it for the video. The only other things to sort of talk about are the expos. So Ham has been cancelled, unfortunately. I wasn't going to that, but it is a shame, but I completely understand it. I thought I'd just highlight it, just give my take on it, and I completely understand sort of why that decision has been made. Hopefully the Doncaster one hasn't got the same implications. I don't think it will, but hopefully not. And then also October, I have some plans to get out to Houghton, and also potentially the Chris Jones meet. Now they are one weekend after the other, and getting the time off of work and planning it is going to be the stressful part, because I think I've planned it so far to go to Houghton on Saturday, come back on the Monday, and then be in Bristol for the Friday for Chris Jones, and then come back from Bristol on the Sunday, the weekend after, and at some point in all of that work, which obviously I'm still getting used to the job, and it's a stressful job compared to what I've been doing and getting my head around it all. So I'm not completely sure, don't quote me on that in October if I'm not at one of those shows, but that is the plan. But yeah, I'm probably rambling. I know it's not been the most exciting video for you guys, but as I say, I really am proud of my pairings and wanted to relay them to you guys. And yeah, hopefully next week will be a little bit more exciting. I plan to do a video on genetics. Whether that comes out next week, I'm not quite sure yet. I need some video ideas, to be fair, guys. Obviously it's really hard to come up with some original ideas, and I have been coming up with some, and I see them popping up in other places, and it's slightly infuriating, but I know that's the competition that I'm playing against, sort of thing. But yeah, any ideas you have for me would be fantastic. And also, finally, Friday night live streams on Instagram at SPR Pythons. Make sure you get in there, because it's always a blast. To be fair, last week we did it for 4 hours. I don't expect you to be there the whole time, but you know, the first hour or 2 hours, basically the first half is usually some serious snake talk, and then hour 2 or hour 3 or 4, depending on how long it goes for, sort of the second half is when it sort of starts to break down a bit. Everyone's had a few drinks, we have a bit of banter, and just sort of end the week talking snakes, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's great fun. So hopefully you guys will pop in there this Friday, come in and see what it's all about. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. I'll let you get back on with your days now, and have a fantastic day. I'll see you next week, guys. Cheers.